This is me, Natural Selector 89, talking to you, friends and haters and everyone else. I got this idea of making an introduction video to my channel. This is all for now, but I'll see you later and out.
On November 7th, 2007, Pekka-Eric Auvinen entered the Jokela school armed with a semi-automatic pistol. He killed 8 people and injured 13 others before turning the gun on himself and later dying in the hospital that evening. This was the second school shooting in the history of Finland. Pekka-Eric Auvinen was born on June 4, 1989, in Tuusula, Uusimaa, Finland. Auvinen came from a stable family household. He grew up with both parents and a younger sibling. According to reports, the family had no significant conflicts, no instances of violence, and no problems with substance abuse. The family had resided in their home for more than a decade. Auvinen followed a typical educational path, had friends, and had not been involved in any criminal activities. He was known as a shy student, often isolating himself from others. Some reports suggest he was often bullied, likely due to his tidy dressing style, outspoken expression of extreme opinions, and different interests compared to other young people. Auvinen had a strong interest in school shootings in the United States and openly talked about incidents like Columbine and other rampage attacks both at home and online. He held admiration for the Unabomber and believed that resorting to violence was an acceptable means of problem solving. Auvinen was apparently influenced by Pentti Linkola, a Finnish ecologist known for his strong views on overpopulation. Auvinen even created a video tribute to him. In the tribute, Auvinen included the following quotes from Linkola. "A minority can never have any other effective means to influence the course of matters, but through the use of violence," and "I wish that death to mankind comes soon." By the age of 16, Auvinen developed significant social difficulties. Between December 2006 and January 2007, his parents attempted to have him referred to a psychiatric outpatient clinic to address his depression and anxiety. However, the request was denied based on the perception of mild symptoms. Instead, the recommendation was made for Auvinen to receive treatment through antidepressant medication before considering hospitalization options. In the summer of 2007, he became involved with an online girlfriend, Vala Kuluvainen. When Auvinen discovered that the young woman had a new boyfriend during autumn, he started using aggressive and insulting language, later apologizing for his behavior the night before his attack. Auvinen was highly engaged in online activities and maintained multiple profiles, including 2 YouTube accounts with the usernames Sturmgeist89 and Natural Selector 89. His videos frequently glorified school shootings and other acts of violence. He would also upload videos targeting religious beliefs. A few months prior to the shooting, TJ Kirk, an American vlogger on YouTube, urged authorities to investigate accounts featuring content related to school shootings, including one that Auvinen had used. What seemed to have linked the two was an older anarchist using the username Robin McVeigh on YouTube. Robin would frequently attack individuals who expressed opposition to murder and even made threats towards the lives of several YouTube users. Robin McVeigh was also associated with another YouTube killer named Dylan Cossey. Later on, Robin McVeigh organized a small but vocal online community that idolized mass killers, including Auvinen. They falsely accused TJ Kirk and a female YouTuber friend who had warned Kirk about the dangers of bullying Auvinen, despite Kirk's attempts to offer emotional support to Auvinen. In October of 2007, Auvinen applied for a firearm permit. His request was initially rejected because the weapon he wanted had a caliber that was deemed too powerful for target practice. On October 19th, his second application for a firearm permit was approved, this time for a smaller caliber weapon. He purchased a .22 caliber Sig Sauer Mosquito pistol and 500 rounds of ammunition on November 2nd, just 5 days prior to the shooting. His family was never aware that he had purchased a firearm, and it appears that he only practiced shooting with it once, uploading a video online of himself shooting at apples. Before the shooting, Auvinen posted a video on YouTube where he proclaimed his intention to commit a massacre. He also shared a manifesto on a file-sharing website, expressing his frustration with feeling socially isolated and urging strong-minded and intelligent individuals to rise up against what he perceived as the foolishness of the weak-minded masses. He wrote that the final solution would be the death of the entire human race. The night before the shooting, he left a note on his computer for his parents stating, "By the time you're reading this, I'm probably already dead." Though the shooting would be committed at his school, he had considered other sites for his attack, including a shopping center, but thought that school would be better because shooting in a school would give him more public attention. Just before the shooting, he posted his final video titled, "Jokela High School Massacre, November 7th, 2007. The video began with a picture of Jokela High School, before transitioning to red-filtered pictures showing the shooter holding his firearm. At approximately 11:40 a.m., after missing his first lesson, Auvinen entered the main hallway of Jokela High School on the ground floor. There he encountered a student and shot him dead before proceeding to the lavatories. Other students found the body of the victim, but assumed he had become unconscious due to a bump on his head. Inside the lavatories, Auvinen fatally shot 2 more students. The school nurse became aware of the situation and contacted 911. Auvinen proceeded to shoot and kill another student outside the lavatory, then pursued the nurse, catching up to her and shooting her dead, along with another student. At 11:47 a.m., teacher Helena Calmi was informed about the shooting. She used the PA system to give instructions to all students and teachers, urging them to secure themselves inside their classrooms. Following this announcement, Auvinen started yelling and firing his gun randomly, shooting a total of 53 times in the corridors. At some point, Auvinen came across a mother of a student who was entering the school, but he chose not to harm her. Later, he tried to enter a classroom by shooting 3 times at the barricaded door, injuring a student in the toe. Auvinen then moved to the school's 2nd floor, where he discovered 2 students seated on a bench in the corridor. While one student managed to escape unharmed, the other lost their life after being shot. Auvinen began pouring flammable liquid on the corridor walls and floors, but was unsuccessful when trying to ignite it. He proceeded to the school canteen located on the 1st floor and attempted to enter. However, the sliding glass doors were locked. Auvinen demanded to be granted entry, and when refused, he fired shots through the glass, causing damage to some chairs inside. Fortunately, the individuals who had taken shelter in the canteen managed to escape through the opposite end of the room and hid in the rooms behind the kitchen. At 11:54, Calmi left the school with the education welfare officer and stopped between the building and a nearby pond to talk on the telephone. Auvinen emerged from the school and encountered Calmi, who tried to convince him to surrender. He shot her 7 times in view of a group of students in the schoolyard, fatally wounding her. Auvinen returned inside the school and made his way back to the 1st floor. Once there, he started moving around, knocking on classroom doors. He gained entry to an occupied classroom. Inside, he shouted orders at the students, proclaimed a revolution, and fired 2 shots at a TV and window before exiting the classroom. Moments later, Auvinen noticed the arrival of the first police officers and paramedics. He attempted to shoot at them through a window, but the glass remained unbroken. At 12:03, Auvinen repositioned himself near the main entrance and fired 2 additional shots at the approaching police officers, who were trying to negotiate with him. He entered the lavatory adjacent to the canteen, discarding his jacket and bag on the floor. Following this, Auvinen inflicted a self-inflicted gunshot wound to his head, bringing the shooting spree to an end at 12:04. Auvinen was transported to Helsinki University Central Hospital, where he later succumbed to his self-inflicted injury. The police found a total of 75 casings and 327 unused rounds of ammunition at the scene. In his 22-minute rampage, he would claim 8 lives and injure a total of 13 others.